The title of this video is kind of hard to choose because there's just so much going on here for our weekend forecast. So let's break it down from wind to rain. Yes, rain, you heard me correctly, and perhaps even a strong storm or two to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. Let's break it down on today's video. I want to start by saying today's sponsor of the video is Lifestyle Exteriors. Lifestyle is based out of Potterville, which is near Lansing. They provide exterior services such as roofing, siding, and window gutter needs for your residents. So if you happen to need their services, Lifestyle does a great job. Feel free to contact them at 989-854-3055. And as always, thank you to Lifestyle for being today's sponsor of Michigan Storm Chasers. Starting with SPC outlooks for today, tomorrow, and also Saturday. Today, we have a thunderstorm risk up for the entire UP as well as the far northern part of lower Michigan. Why is that happening? Well, we do have a system kind of working its way through, bringing light rain to start, but as the night goes on into tomorrow morning, that could become moderate to heavy at times in certain areas. We could pick up a couple tenths of an inch of rain here by the time we get to tomorrow morning. Some localized pockets a little bit more, but overall a general blanket of about a tenth or so, perhaps 2/10 of an inch of rain by tomorrow morning. So as this continues to work its way with the system off to our north in Canada, we're going to pay attention back to our south and west here Saturday. This low pressure system right here over Wisconsin is going to be our interesting weather maker for late Saturday into the Sunday morning time frame. So as this low pressure pulls its way northward, it's going to draw up a lot of Gulf moisture, and that's going to aid in some heavier rain and perhaps even some thunderstorms. So as we move into Friday, back this up one day, Friday, we're going to have some residual rain showers across the UP as well as parts of lower Michigan. It won't get too heavy though until we fast forward into Saturday. So Saturday's outlook here, this is where it gets interesting. Currently on the SPC outlook, we have a marginal risk for severe weather that does include a very small portion of Hillsdale County, perhaps parts of Branch or Lenawee, but it is sitting primarily off to our south for our neighbors in Ohio, Indiana, and back down south into the Ohio Valley. But it is knocking on our door, so we'll have to pay attention to it. And that is because we do have that low pressure system drawing up a lot of moisture. It also is very highly sheared, so a lot of wind shear. So the compilation of that wind shear and moisture, it could aid in some stronger storms, especially to our south, but it could sneak up into the southern part of the state there for your Saturday evening. So jumping ahead here, let's start with the rain potential with the system. This is a rainmaker. We talk about that moisture getting streamed up. It's a very strong low pressure. It's getting a lot of moisture advection, as we call it, to the north. Let's run this through all of Saturday here. This is Saturday morning. Let's run this through Saturday evening. Here comes that heavier swath of rain. As we move this into overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, check out the rain totals here for pretty much all of lower Michigan. 1.5, maybe even as much as 2 inches of rain in a pretty widespread swath. Now, this is going to shift. It's going to kind of change just a bit, but somebody within the lower part of Michigan is going to get a good soaking of rain with this system. The latest model does say most all of lower Michigan. That's a best case scenario because of the drought we have going on, but it'll likely be a little bit more localized than that, a little bit thinner of a swath here, but still 1 to 2 inches of rain definitely on the table with locally higher amounts in any heavier thunderstorms. So that is number one. The heaviest rain arrives Saturday, backing up to Friday, and this evening on Thursday, lighter rain further north won't amount to too much. Heavier rain moves in Saturday night into Sunday morning. With this low pressure system pulling northward, it does deepen just a bit as it progresses to the east and north. That causes us to have topic number 2, wind. The wind potential really starts to ramp up late Saturday into early Sunday. The latest forecast model has backed off just a bit from last night's model run, but these are wind gusts. 20 to 30 miles per hour here being shown across much of lower Michigan. As we move into that Sunday morning time frame, check that out. We have a little bit of a swath there across eastern Michigan, perhaps parts of the UP, and it's going to kind of be sporadic throughout the day, but overall zooming in here, check these wind gusts out. 40, 43, could have bullseyes of 45 to 50 in there mixed in. So it's going to be very windy, in particular Sunday morning, but that could start as early as Saturday night, later on, probably closer to midnight or so. And that continues for a few hours into the early to late morning hours of Sunday before the system finally says goodbye for late Sunday. And that will move off into Canada. And we are left with a dry Monday morning here in Michigan. So wind, rain, and then the storm potential here, all worth watching with this system. Now, severe weather should stay off to our south, but don't rule out a stronger storm potentially in South Michigan, especially toward the I-94 corridor. We're talking Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Jackson, Detroit areas, and points southward. If that changes, we'll let you guys know. In the meantime, the wind and the rain will be headlining the system. A couple thunderstorms as well throughout the state, starting tonight for the UP, tomorrow for parts of the UP and the LP as well, and then Saturday night, especially into Sunday, is when the heaviest of all the conditions move in. That is your forecast. Jumping ahead, taking a peek, what's after the system. We're going to warm up close to 80 in spots for your Saturday. We're going to drop off sharp, though. We're going to be dropping back into the 50s and 60s for all of next week. We're seeing mid-50s for high temperatures here in Ann Arbor. The good news, or perhaps bad news, it depends on what kind of season you like, we do see a warming trend back to end October. Confidence is low currently, but most models agree that we're going to warm up back close to the mid-upper 60s, perhaps touch 70 once again before we move into November. So that is what's coming ahead. That's your forecast. So recapping, wind, rain, storm potential starting as early as tonight into tomorrow for the rain. The wind and the perhaps stronger storm or two for southern Michigan moves in Saturday evening into Sunday morning. If we have to go live, we'll do that. And if increases or if trends start to increase, we'll do a briefing tomorrow evening for you all to stay up to date. But otherwise, that's it. We'll be back on here tomorrow for update video here at MSC. Regardless, you guys enjoy your weekend. I am Riding, signing off. We'll catch you guys later.